Hope you're doing well today. It is March 27th, and our reading today comes from the book of Joshua. Our reading today is actually Joshua 15 through 17, but I want to back up just to give it a little bit of context. Where we're going to be looking again at Caleb. But as we look in Joshua 13, you have the land still to be conquered. You have the inheritance east of the Jordan, so on the other side of the Jordan. So you have those tribes who, when Israel approached the promised land, said, this looks good, we'll settle here. And Moses said, okay, but you better, when your brethren need your help, you better be willing and ready to help. And they said, okay. And that would cause some issues. Anyway, later on, or elsewhere. But we have the inheritance east of the Jordan being given for those few tribes. Then chapter 14, the inheritance west of the Jordan. West of the Jordan. And so what I wanted you to see is as the land west of the Jordan is being allotted, and you see who speaks up real quickly, and it's Caleb, where we were yesterday. Okay? And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying when they started divvying the land up, and Judah draws near, the sons of Judah, Caleb speaks up, says, it's time, as we spoke about yesterday. Chapter 15, the allotment for Judah. And then we have Caleb within the account. I went past it, pardon me. Within that account of the land being allotted, let's start reading in verse 13. Now he gave to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, a portion among the sons of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, namely Kirjath Arba, Arba being the father of Anak, that is Hebron. Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai, however you pronounce them, children of Anak. Then he went up from there against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kirjath Sephir. Caleb said, the one who attacks Kirjath, and I'm in the New American Standard. I was wondering why it kept saying Kirjath instead of Kirjath, because I'm guessing, Kirjath Sephir, pardon me. Verse 16, and takes it to him I will give Achsah, my daughter, as wife. So Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it and gave him his daughter as wife. Now it was so when she came to him that she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she dismounted from her donkey, and Caleb said to her, what do you wish? She answered, give me a blessing, since you've given me land in the south, give me also springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs, and this was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families. And then it goes on. Okay, so as I said, I do not, and I don't think anyone should hold it against Caleb, that when Judah draws near and the land is being allotted, and it looks like it's right, the east has been, okay, we have the east, now we're to the west, and Judah's at the front of the line, and Judah says, it's time. He's 85 years old. It's time. And I don't hold that against him at all. It is not wrong to look towards your reward. David, when he runs to the battle line with Goliath, when he first runs the battle line, he says, what will be given to the man who does this? And it's a reward. And we look towards our reward. Doesn't mean that we're saved by works, but we look towards our reward. We look towards the Lord himself. Here, Caleb, he's looking for his inheritance, and we look for the same. One of the people mentioned here is Othniel, and that name may have rung a bell when we read it, because who Othniel is the first judge in Israel. One of the first ones spoken about, I should say, in the book of Judges. And so we see who that is. That's this relative of Caleb. And it's at a time you can read through Judges 1 and 2 where it speaks about it, as again, people are disobeying and things like that. But there Othniel is. And Othniel is also looking for his reward, because Caleb says, Whoever does this, I will give my daughter as wife. And Othniel understands that blessing. He recognizes that blessing, and he wants what Caleb is offering. He recognizes a good thing. And so he's willing to do this. And so he attacks this place. And he has good judgment. In order for him to be a judge of Israel, what do you think Othniel has to have? And then we have the daughter. So you have Caleb saying, looking for a reward. You have Othniel looking for a reward. And then you have the daughter. And the daughter, notice what it says. So it was, she came to him, talking about the son of Kenaz. So this would be the nephew of Caleb. When she came to him, she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So Othniel asks Caleb for a field. But then she gets off her donkey, and Caleb says, what do you wish? And she says, give me a blessing, since you've given me that land in the south, the field. Give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. We might just make the point about generosity. We might make the point about looking for a reward, but we also might make the point about Caleb being generous. As he says, what would you like? And she says, you've given me the field. May I have the springs, the water? And he gives the upper and the lower springs. And we recognize the generosity of good people. And the reason that good people are generous is because God is generous. And that as our cup overflows with blessings, we share those blessings with others. There's work to do, certainly. There's judgment that has to happen. But at the same time, we are generous as we follow the Lord together. And so we have Caleb, and we have his nephew, and we have Caleb's daughter. And we have blessings and rewards and all of those things. Blessings, promises, providences, all of those things coming together with Caleb and his family. Appreciate you. Hope this brief look into God's Word has been helpful as we make applications. Hope you're doing well. Hope you join us for our next look into God's Word.